Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! Episode 230. Tonight we're reviewing Knives Out! First things first, shout out to our wine sponsor, Wing. Trywing.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine. I feel like you could absolutely enjoy wine while watching this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Also, please take a second to make sure to subscribe, thumbs up, comment about your favorite murder movie.
Oh, I mean, that's a wide range. Serial Mom could fall under that.
Ooh.
But also, you know, like Double Jeopardy.
Yeah.
But those were the two I thought of.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I like them both.
Or Murder by Death.
Or Murder. Oh, Murder by Death. Oh, Murder by Death.
Knives Out, the new Rian Johnson movie. Whodunnit.
No, the new Rian Johnson Whodunnit. As if there was others?
Is that what it said on the post? Oh, good, I love it. The new one, not the old one.
Yeah. No, or it might say a Rian Johnson Whodunnit.
I guess they want to be like, it's not Star Wars.
Don't worry.
Exactly.
Rewatching the trailer for our trailer reaction, I did see stuff that had been cut.
Oh, interesting.
Like there was more stuff with Michael Shannon's wife.
Who was she?
Ricky, the Garfunkel and Oates girl.
What was her character?
Anyway, she was barely in the movie.
Okay.
But I know her, like, as an actress, and I was like, oh, she really wasn't in the movie. And then there was more stuff, like, here and there I saw a frame, and I was like, oh, that was her.
Interesting.
So I think that they cut her down.
Yeah, they did. Because I didn't really remember her. I mean, I was basically just stunned the entire time by Jamie Lee Curtis and Toni Collette. But, you know, I mean, obviously we're wearing this for two obvious reasons.
For very important reasons.
Important, fabulous gems.
So Knives Out, yes. Yeah. I was worried, because I thought, Rian Johnson for me is hit or miss.
Yep.
I either really like his movies or I really don't.
I've only seen The Last Jetty.
Have you or someone you know been permanently handicapped by a jetty?
That's it.
Of his, I'm pretty sure.
You haven't seen Brick?
No.
Nope. You saw Looper?
No.
Oh.
I saw parts of it, maybe? I don't know.
You didn't see Brothers Bloom.
Oh, wait, no, maybe I did see Looper. With little, you know, from 10 Things and, and Inception. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah. I knew it was another three-namer. Yeah. You know, but, yeah. Anyway.
It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Who was in this movie?
Yeah, the credits started to roll, and it was like, oh, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as, like, officer.
A detective, whatever.
Whoever. I was like, what?
Never saw him. I don't know if they cut it and they kept it, or if he was, like, on the phone, or...
Unless he was, like, an extra.
Or, like, exactly.
But why?
Right.
I mean, he's been in other Rian Johnson movies, but, like, it wasn't like, oh, look, there he is. It wasn't even that much. I think, you know, it's a one-off. He does a great one, and then a bad one, and then a great one, and then a bad one. It seems to be. Because I love Brick, Brothers Bloom, no. Loved Looper, Last Jedi, no. Loved this. Yeah. So I'm pleasantly surprised. And so Whodunnit? Yes!
Oh, well, I mean, I do love it.
And this house? Yes! This cast?
Yes!
Yes!
Christopher Plummer?
But that's the first person you went to.
I mean, Avaryl.
He was great, by the way.
I mean, I can't believe they were going to cast Kevin Spacey for this role. Thank God he was available.
Can you imagine?
No. You know who could? Who's the guy that plays Keira Knightley's dad in Pride and Prejudice?
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland could probably do this. Maybe Anthony Hopkins?
No.
No. But Michael Caine.
Oh, maybe. Actually, not mad. I wish Anthony Hopkins would do campier things. Yeah. Because, like, if anyone's seen The Edge, the David Mamet movie where it's him against a Kodiak bear and Alec Baldwin. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. But no, Christopher Plummer, he's down to clown. Oh, yeah. He gets it. He gets tone. He's fun. He's like your fun grandpa that you're like, oh, you're fun. Let's hang out. He's a galactic treasure. Oh, absolutely a galactic treasure. Just because he's not from a different planet. No. He's just so far and wide. His reach is galactic. Yes. I do like that. Yeah. A galactic treasure. We might need to make a shirt. I think we have to. Little, like, silly some sort of stars and beams, and is it Tilda's face in a constellation? Oh, yes. I like it, right? Oh my God. So yes, Knives Out. We haven't really talked about it. Great. No. So, I mean, this, like we said too, was what I wanted Murder on the Orient Express to be. Yes. The cast, the opulence, the campiness, the black comedy.
Yeah.
The mystery is very tight. I mean, it didn't help that I already knew the mystery in Murder on the Orient Express.
I didn't.
But you didn't, and it didn't help.
No.
So...
Although I was half expecting this to go the same place.
I did too.
And I was like, are they just going to do that?
I hope they didn't. I hope it's not just that everyone did it.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
Who done it? Murder on the Orient Express.
It starts and we're kind of like zooming in. There's like a long, aerial shot into this house. The music is very campy. I mean, I said it seemed like the soundtrack to Casper.
Yes.
Like it was very, like, ooh, and we're...
Here's the Rube Goldberg machine.
And the ghost, it's like we're the ghost perspective.
Yeah.
Into this giant mansion.
Are we Christopher Plummer?
We're Christopher Plummer. Ooh, I like that.
Spoiler alert. We already told you.
The trailer says that he died, so.
Sure.
My dad's death.
It's great.
It's great.
The party? My dad's death? Oh, it was great.
So spoiler alert, we really like this movie.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I would say go see it. Definitely go see it before you watch this, if you're at all interested, because there are major spoilers.
Major spoilers ahead.
And we're going to talk about it.
Yes, I would say pause if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
Go see it.
Don't let the running time
scare you off.
This one didn't feel long.
Not really.
You could have trimmed a minute and a half out of it.
I think they could have trimmed 10 minutes out of it. But I still really liked it.
So we start, and Christopher Plummer has been, at this point, has committed suicide.
Sure.
But some mysterious figure has hired Daniel Craig. Oh my God. I mean, I loved it.
I loved it.
I simultaneously was like, oh, no, yes.
I suspect foul play. I have eliminated no suspects.
I mean, I only wish that they'd actually, at some point, had like a reveal that he was putting on the accent.
I mean, he's Foghorn Leghorn, doing his best Matlock, just like, I said, mystery is afoot. It was just like, I suspect a foul play. It was just like, you're expecting him to have like a white suit and just like fanning himself in a southern courtroom. You're like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Someone who calls him Big Daddy,
Oh, Big Daddy, yeah, exactly. So I fully would have loved and expected that he would have just become British Daniel Craig. I mean, like, that's the final twist. And then it's like he's looking dead to the camera, and then it's just like the end, and you're like, I don't know what just happened, but I liked it.
I liked it. But no, that doesn't happen. But it's still, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Because it added to the campiness. It was simultaneously campy and aware, but also, like, the plot was so interesting, the characters were so well drawn, and the actors elevated all of that, that it was able to be campy and self-aware. Because it was a genre parody.
Absolutely.
Essentially.
Absolutely.
It's simultaneously doing a whodunit, but also fully parodying
all of them. And yes, so it was self-aware camp, but also it was so well done that it was still fun camp.
Yeah.
There we go. That was it. That's the review.
Oh, great.
Who are we kidding? We haven't even talked about Jamie Lee Curtis.
Or Toni Collette. Should we talk about Toni Collette?
Can we please?
Oh my God. And the goopery of Flam.
Oh my God.
Flam. It's a word, but it's more than a word. It's a whole new way of being.
So Toni Collette is this sort of new agey, she's got a lifestyle blog that's essentially the Goop.
Yeah.
But it's called Flam.
She's an Instagram influencer.
She's got these flowing Coachella dresses on, she's just fabulous.
She has this like kind of affectation.
No, it hasn't changed, or no, we can't ask.
She's just so dismissive of everyone.
Yeah.
Why? What?
No, we can't ask, or no, we can't, whatever. It's so good.
We can't ask why, or nothing's changed. Just like really good. And slowly we're introduced to the whole family. Everyone's being interviewed by the detectives, and they're kind of confused because they're saying, my dad committed suicide. Why are you re-interviewing us? What's happening? Ding! Oh, the piano.
So it's just, and this
you didn't ask my question.
Oh my God. Well, but it was... It was so good. It just slowly builds. They're in these different interviews, and Daniel Craig just strikes a key. Bing!
And then the main detective will be like, oh, right. So where were you on the night of the whatever, blah, 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 blah. Ding! People are like,
what? Who the fuck is he?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Mr. Blanc is a private investigator of great renown.
I read a tweet about a New Yorker article about you. You're famous.
All these interviews, and we're introduced to the whole family, Christopher Plummer's family, and it's Michael Shannon and Don Johnson, who I thought Don Johnson, he's great at playing a creep.
Yeah.
Because remember in book club, we were like, no, get away from him.
Oh, yeah, no, not a fan.
But the movie wasn't telling us
exactly.
he was a creep. But in this, he plays a creep.
Yeah.
And it was great. Yeah. I thought he was fabulous. Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously. Other people were there.
Chris Evans.
Well, he's not there yet.
That's true. He doesn't show up yet, but he is part of the family.
He is part of the family.
I will say this. The thing that I didn't like about this movie was when it really devolved into this whole Trumpian, political speech.
Brief.
It was.
Ish.
Yes.
They could have cut that.
Well, my only thing was just that it was this seems so specific in time.
Yes.
That, I don't think that's going to age well.
Nope. Particularly since this movie could almost exist in any moment.
Oh, yeah.
They don't use cell phones for the first whole portion of it, and then at a certain point I was like, oh yeah, this isn't taking place in the 70s.
Sure.
It's very stylized, the house, the costumes, you could mistake this for a period piece.
Well, and I feel like this is going to be the closest thing to Clue that we're going to get in a while.
In a real long time. It is the closest.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
No.
It is the closest.
Yeah. So a quick commercial break, and we will be back with more murder.
I did appreciate the just sort of privileged casual racism of throughout. So the main character is oh god, I forget her name, but she was the girl who was sort of the hologram in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh right. The girlfriend.
And she's gonna be in the new Bond movie too.
Oh.
It's coming out.
Wait, the new Daniel Craig one.
Yes. She's the main character.
Yeah.
And she's Christopher Plummer's caregiver, and the whole time there's this running gag throughout the movie that different members of the family will be like, oh, we love her, she's great, her family's from Ecuador.
Oh, yeah, she's the one from Venezuela. The Brazilian maid, and
oh my god,
a whole...
Paraguay. It was great, because it was very just casually, it was a fun runner.
Yeah.
Similar to the...
They're all terrible.
Oh, I wanted you to come to the funeral, but I got outvoted. Four different people tell her that. It's well, the votes aren't adding up here.
Obviously not to the same extent as Ready or Not.
Right.
But they did do a good job of kind of setting up pretty much everyone except for Jamie Lee Curtis, I would say, as fully terrible.
Yeah, they start to reveal throughout the film, oh, and this is the reason that they would have a motive to murder Christopher Plummer. And this is the reason and I did realize upon looking back, Jamie Lee Curtis really didn't.
No, she never was given a motive.
She was just I love my dad.
Yeah.
So that made me sad.
It did, yes.
For her.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, basically, she and the caregiver were the only ones that didn't really want anything from him.
Yes.
And that's kind of what it all devolves into, is that everyone they were told that they were going to get kicked out of the will. I don't think we need to go into all of the complexities, because it is really there's a lot of twists and turns.
It's very complex, but I thought for a movie that on the poster is, claiming to be a Rian Johnson whodunit, right? I'm expecting a high bar of complex mystery that I'm not just going to guess, or that isn't just retread over and over. And what I thought this movie did that was really interesting was about halfway through, they just tell you who the murderer is, or so you think.
Right.
They write it in a way that there's no way around it, she murdered him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I guess we could get into the details of it, but essentially the caregiver mixes up Christopher Plummer's medicine, accidentally gives him an overdose of morphine, says he's going to die in 2 minutes, and to fall on the sword for her because he knows that she'll go to jail, and subsequently her mom, who's an illegal immigrant, will also be kicked out of the country. He says, this is what you got to do. And he's a murder mystery writer, so he writes this entire elaborate plot where she's going to create her own alibi and sneak out of the house, and he's gonna kill himself even though he had the overdose of morphine, and she's gonna sneak back in, and it was this whole evolved plan. So you're like, well, then she definitely murdered him. There's no way around it. And that was such an interesting twist and take on it. And then slowly but surely you start to realize that actually Chris Evans is the one behind it all, and that he had machinationed that into being.
He did he did this all very quickly, though, it seemed.
He was the best one. He was the one always playing games with Grandpa. He beat him at Go.
Yeah, wow. So did she.
Most of the time. It loved whodunits, but it also did its own thing. I mean, that whole speech with Daniel Craig is like, I just can't figure out this mystery. Well, I'm not doing the accent right.
No.
I just can't figure out this mystery. It's a donut within a hole within a donut within a hole within a donut hole. And right in the middle of it, there's a hole in the middle of the donut hole. I mean, it's great. We haven't really talked about Chris Evans either, so he kind of shows up halfway through. He was fantastic. Yeah. I thought he was really great. And I think rewatching this will be interesting once you know.
Oh, sure. Like to rewatch it and see the details. Yeah. I mean, because it was always clear that he was an asshole, but you didn't really know as much of like what was gonna, shake down. When creepy Michael Shannon comes out and he's like this whole Caine thing, and that was a lot.
I thought Michael Shannon was the weakest link.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
I don't know. He wasn't like giving it to me. Like everyone else was like doing a bit, and overdoing it in just the right amount. And he was sort of just in a normal movie.
Well, a little bit. And the problem for me, I think, a little bit was that I didn't really know who his character was.
No, and I didn't care.
Who I would... This is going to shock you. I would recast him with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh.
From Django Unchained.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, I just feel like his character was giving me racist...
It was more over the top, but also no.
I mean, fine. I'm fully fine with that. Fully fine with that. I didn't know who his character was. Whereas, like, Don Johnson was, like, a real good dick.
Yeah, rich, but just privileged asshole. Yeah. Like, my shit don't stink. Just, ugh. Like,
who was Michael Shannon's character?
It was just, like, sad, sort of overlooked middle kid.
Put upon but rich kid, I guess.
He wasn't as interesting. And maybe that could have been fleshed out more had the character playing his wife sort of been fleshed out, and then you would have understood their dynamic more. But also very excited that there was a cameo from Frank Oz as their family lawyer, and he's just like, you guys, it's airtight. I don't know what to tell you. Like, he was just like, I guess you're gonna have to just be okay with losing all of your money. Like, he was like, I did everything I could, but it's airtight.
I love that too. Jamie Lee Curtis is like, this is still our house. And then they all just kind of look over at her.
Technically, it's her house. But yeah, I was so happy to see Frank Oz. Always happy to see Frank Oz. Loved it. He's the voice of Miss Piggy and Yoda. And he directed like all the Muppet movies. Yeah, he's great. And he directed In and Out.
I knew his name.
Yeah.
I just was like, I needed a reminder.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's fucking fabulous.
And I don't think I would ever really know what he looked like.
Why would you?
Yeah.
And Emmett Walsh as like the security guard, like all these character actors kept showing up, and it was fabulous. And the house would expand, and the grounds, and like, oh, this secret thing and that thing, and
trellis and the
dogs,
and
the conservatory, and you're with the murderer in your mind. Like the main girl has accidentally murdered her kindly old,
Or man. Was it? I thought they did a great job, and she was really good at this, where she was so charming and endearing and really earnest and sweet and just trying to do the right thing. Or was she? There was just always these little moments of doubt where you're like,
I don't know,
is she playing me?
It was like she might be playing all of us.
Yes.
And then just like, she just takes off the wig and it's just like, and cash that check.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But no.
But no.
That was what nice at the end too, that it became earnest. I really like this movie.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It knew what genre it was taking on, and it simultaneously achieved greatness in that, but also fully meta parodied it at the same time. It made me want to go rewatch Last of Sheila and the original Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile and like all of those fabulous things. It got the opulence, it got the costumes, the sort of caricatures, and everyone holding up their end of, their character and the ensembleness of it all. I really liked it.
I agree.
And I'm ready for the next Rian Johnson whodunit.
Oh, absolutely.
Give it to me. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis. We didn't really talk about her. The costumes.
I
oh my God,
love her.
The suits.
Oh my God, the suits.
The suits.
The brightly colored suits.
She is the best.
She's so great. I just she's great.
Can't get enough.
I really do love too that they just left her.
She was this beacon of
she's great.
And also, she's gonna be fun. She's the only one that made her money independently of her father. She's gonna be fun.
That's true. She's self-made. Because there was a whole thing about that where, self-made. Although they did say that, like, she was self-made with, like, $1 million loan from her father. But...
And she grew it from...
Absolutely.
And was smart, except for in picking a husband.
Sure. But he won't get anything because there was proof of his cheating, so...
Get out of here.
Bye, Buster.
I do think they could have had a little more fun with... So Christopher Plummer is like this prolific mystery writer. Yeah. There could have been a few more cheeky book covers. Mm-hmm. Referencing to the mystery of the knife and the whatever. Just here and there, I could have used a few
They did that,
more.
though.
Mainly, you know what I would have liked? If the credits had been funny, old-timey murder mystery joke book titles that had the cast's name on them.
Love it.
So I would highly recommend it. I hope you didn't watch this whole thing before the movie and spoil yourself. If you did,
we warned you.
That's on you.
I mean, it still would be enjoyable to watch, but I think it really is a lot more fun when you have no idea what's going on. So,
exactly.
What are you going to do? We told you.
Cheers to Jamie Lee Curtis and Toni Collette.
I just freaking love them. But everyone, the whole cast, the ensemble was great.
Yeah. Cheers.
But also them.